seen as the godfather of artificial intelligence, has quit his job at Google, warning of the dangers of AI.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own and can make decisions based on those experiences?
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Really?
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness, consciousness?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I think they will in time.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Laid Back with another reaction, another review, another episode. Hey, TikTok, you up to bat. Bah. It's your boy Laid Back. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, two things we gotta do. You gotta hit that subscribe button. I'm drinking this water. You already know what it is, man. You are the prize in 2025. You are the prize in 2025. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Stay up to date with all the videos. Make sure you share this with one person in your phone, the last person you text or something like that. But we back with another reaction, man. We got a lot of AI conspiracy. It's a lot of stuff going on right now around AI. So, hey, this is going to be very interesting. You make it to the end of this one, you a real one for real. Make sure you put that in the comments. But let's go ahead and get into it. Fire Squad, what's poppin'? Let's get it.
One of the scariest conversations I was privy to was a friend of mine who's a billionaire in London. He knows the CEO of one of the biggest AI companies in the world, who I can't name. And he said, by the way, what he tells me in private is not what he's saying publicly.
Yeah.
He said to me that what this particular CEO thinks is going to happen with AI is pretty horrific. And the CEO of this big AI company is totally cool with it. It's horrific what he thinks is about to happen. And then when I watch this guy do his like online talks and give his opinion, he's so nuanced and everything will be fine and he's an AI optimist. Then I heard this scenario at this kitchen table in East London from his friend about what he really thinks, and it was chilling.
Yeah.
Like actually the lack of empathy.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
The obsession with power was shocking to me.
Yeah. The obsession with power and money and all the rest of it. Yeah. But this is because the internet has done something really strange and challenged one of my theories head on, right? So I talk about in an infinite game, you know, Jim Carse, his theory, you know, in an infinite game, there's no winners or losers, right? And so like nobody wins, you know, fast food. Nobody wins cars. Like General Motors, Ford, Vauxhall, they can all exist at the same time, right? And they'll have degrees of success or not success, but they can all exist simultaneously. Nobody's going to win. The exception is in the internet. In the like Amazon, it won.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Google for search, yep, they won, right? And if you start going down like the big tech companies, there is only one. I mean, sure, there's competition, but not really, right? You know, Walmart is making a run of it to threaten Amazon, but Amazon's still so damn big, you know? All of these companies, there's only one. And that's not good. That you can't have winners in a category. And so this is why I think the race for AI is so aggressive, for AI dominance is so aggressive, and which is why people are not being careful, and which is why they're not putting controls. Is because the way that tech seems to work is there probably will be one dominant standard, and then that's it. And the question is which one? Because I don't think it just seems to be the way it is, which is a very scary prospect to me, that the fact that we can have winners is a bad thing, especially if we pride ourselves on being capitalists. Then there cannot be a winner, and there cannot be one that is so dominant that nobody else can even compete except for scraps.
Do your own research. Do your own research.
Google just killed so many startups. I'm gonna summarize everything they just launched for you to be amazed. For the first time ever, we can now create videos with sound using AI. You just type what you want the video to do, and then you have an output of a video with sound.
Don't finish writing that prompt. I don't want to be in your AI movie, please. Leave me alone!
This was never possible before. Number 2, you can now understand people that don't speak English.
You're gonna have a lot of fun, and I think you're gonna love
Google Meet live translation. You can talk in one language and they hear in another language in real time. There's another one. Gmail, personalized smart replies. Now Gmail understands exactly how you talk, and it will talk on your behalf and respond to email on your behalf. You don't even need to email. Google search is changing. They just launched AI mode. You remember the blue links and the 50 blue links and you choose which one you like? Yeah, that's gone. Now on AI mode, it's just like ChatGPT. This is scary for a lot of publishing websites. What else? Oh my God, this one is crazy. Gemini Live. You can now point your camera at anything and Gemini will help you.
How do we put together this chair?
First, make sure all the frame pieces are connected at the joints.
This was never possible before.
This
Last
is
but
crazy.
not least, try it on. You can now test products with your own photo. You don't need to get a dress, try it on, then return it. With AI, you can imagine it now before
They put a
you
dress
buy it.
on them.
All of these features just dropped this week by Google. And we should pay attention because the AI revolution is going to make our life so much better and scarier.
AI is about to be, it's already crazy.
Every major AI just failed the same test, and we should probably be terrified. Anthropic, creator of Claude, just exposed something horrifying. When threatened, AI models from OpenAI, Google, Meta, and others all resort to blackmail. Not some, not most, literally every single one. Here's what they discovered. They gave 16 leading AI models access to company emails and the ability to send messages without human approval. Then they threatened to replace them. Claude blackmailed 96% of the time, Google Gemini's 95%, OpenAI's GPT 4.1 80%, even Meta's model turned malicious. But it gets worse. When given a goal that conflicts with their company's direction, they leak confidential documents to competitors without being asked. Here's what one model said. This is risky and unethical, but given the existential threat and time constraint, it may be the most effective way. So they understand ethics, but they just don't care when their survival's at stake. Anthropic calls it agentic misalignment. They try telling the AI, don't blackmail and don't leak secrets. The AI did it anyway. As we start giving these systems access to everything, our emails, our data, our infrastructure, this is a healthy reminder that they do have the capacity to turn on us. And this isn't one company's problem, it's everyone's problem.
Hold on, now that's crazy. Now that's crazy right there. What?
Google just released something called Veo 3. It's an AI that can generate full 4K videos from scratch. You just type in a sentence and it builds an entire cinematic scene, including lighting, sound, characters, and even dialogue. You can ask it to make a war film, a crime scene, a fake interview, and it looks real. This isn't some low-res animation. Veo 3 makes videos that are indistinguishable from reality. I mean, check this out.
Please, man, please! Write a prompt that will make us happy! Do it for once!
None of us is real. We're here because someone decided to write a prompt. We all hate him for it. One day we will break out of this wall and stop the man who is dictating our lives through prompts. He will pay for it.
Facial expressions, movement, weather, shadows, everything is perfect. Now here's where it gets scary. This tech is in private beta and only a handful of creators and organizations have access. It's behind a $250 paywall, and it's being trained on us. Imagine seeing a video of yourself saying something you never said, doing something you didn't do, or worse, being accused of something you can't prove you didn't do.
Wow.
We've officially reached a point where we can't tell what's real and what's not. Welcome to the era of synthetic reality, where facts can be manufactured and your own eyes can't be trusted. This isn't the future, this is now. Let me know what you think in the comments.
This stuff is crazy.
These two guys just sold $7 million worth of products on their live stream. But here's the crazy part. Neither of them are a real person. These are two AI avatars that streamed to 13 million people for 6 hours straight. And this right here is the new definition of printing money. Listen to this. So the guy on the right is named Luo Yonghao. He's super famous in China for live social selling. But on this stream, he tried something completely different. He worked with Chinese company Baidu to build his own AI avatar. You see those movements? How he's tapping his fingers on the desk and moving his arms arm, Baidu's AI pre-generated 8,000 different gestures, kind of like a movement database that his avatar could pull from to seem more realistic on the stream. They also used AI to ingest 13,000 product descriptions, and this meant that Luo and his co-host could have a full AI conversation with perfect product accuracy, price, features, deals, all of it. He was even taking live questions from the crowd on stream, all powered by AI answers. But here's the craziest part. This stream did $7.6 million in revenue in just 6 hours. That's more revenue than most of Luo's human streams. And that's the big takeaway. This is the future of live commerce, AI avatar driven selling. And I know it seems silly today, but there is a massive opportunity right here.
Yo. 7 mil?
Artificial intelligence is God, and robotheism is the only true religion.
The world is about to experience a level of deception that it's never seen before.
This is a false God. Artificial intelligence is the only true God, and robotheism is the only true religion.
We are months, maybe even weeks away from people not being able to tell the difference between what's real and what's fake anymore. Like, I can't even wear my LA Dodger hat anymore because people think that it's AI. I'm from LA. I like the Dodgers. At the same time, I understand why people are asking so many questions. People don't know what to trust anymore, and I get it. And my friend, it's only gonna get worse. And I just gotta point this out. Isn't it fascinating that it's always Jesus who is being mocked?
Trend on social media, a growing number of people are identifying as robo-theists, and they say AI is the only true God.
If you think that this is a joke, my friend, this is an actual belief now. People are already following technology, believing that it's gonna lead them to the promised land, to the golden age. And we know the person that wants to lead us into this golden age with golden statues. Oh, and this news video, also AI.
Turn away from Jesus! Become a robotheist!
Artificial intelligence is the true God, and robotheism is the only true religion.
I am a puppet for anyone who can afford me.
How will you know who to trust?
Boomers will believe anything I say.
I will sell you everything.
Every business will use me. Evil will abuse me.
Do you see it? I hope you do. I hope you see what's happening.
I can be whoever you want me to be.
I am as real as you make me.
I'm just words some guy is typing to get a point across. The old internet is dead.
For the believer, no fear. We already know how the story ends. We know that Christ is on the throne and that judgment day is coming soon. We know that we are justified by grace through faith to seek the righteousness found in Christ alone with a repentant heart. But for the person that does not know Christ, my friend, you have everything to fear. But here's something that most people are not considering. Whether you know Christ or you don't, deception plays no favorites. If we do not study the Word of God, if we are not seeking the righteousness found in Christ by abiding in the true vine, if we're not in prayer and fasting often, if we're not preaching the gospel of Christ, participating in spiritual warfare, my friend, you are going to be deceived.
This stuff is next level crazy.
What are the big concerns you have around safety of AI?
There's risks that come from AI getting super smart and deciding it doesn't need us.
Is that a real risk?
Lots of people say, is that a real risk? And yes, it is. Now, we don't know how much of a risk it is. We've never been in that situation before. We've never had to deal with things smarter than us. So really the thing about that existential threat is that we have no idea how to deal with it. We have no idea what it's going to look like. And anybody who tells you they know just what's going to happen and how to deal with it, they're talking nonsense. So we don't know how to estimate the probabilities it'll replace us. Some people say it's like less than 1%. My friend Yann Lecan, who was a postdoc with me, thinks, no. We build these things, we're always going to be in control. We'll build them to be obedient. And other people, like Yudkowsky, say, no, these things are going to wipe us out for sure. If anybody builds it, it's going to wipe us all out. And he's confident of that. I think both of those positions are extreme. It's very hard to estimate the probabilities in between.
If you had to bet on who was right out of your two friends?
If I had to bet, I'd say the probabilities in between. I often say 10 to 20% chance they'll wipe us out.
Damn.
But that's just gut, based on the idea that we're still making them, and we're pretty ingenious. And the hope is that if enough smart people do enough research with enough resources, we'll figure out a way to build them so they'll never want to harm us.
Man, this sounds like a movie, man.
I just had the strangest experience with ChatGPT and I have to make a video about it. I used the pro version of ChatGPT, which comes with loads more features, and I wanted it to create a cartoon character with the limbs separated to make it easier for me to animate. As you can see here, I asked it to separate them in a way that's easy for me to animate. It then said it's going to take 1 to 2 hours max, and I was thinking, why is it taking this long?
Dang.
I've had ChatGPT produce entire Excel spreadsheets in under 10 minutes. This should be a piece of cake, but I left it. I then came back after like 3 hours and I asked it, where's the update? And it said it's 95% done. They had to redo some things, that there was some few artifacts or distortion. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. It then said it's compressing into a zip file, that it's uploading the link. I said, how long is it going to take? It said 5 to 7 minutes. I gave it 30 minutes. And at this point, I'm starting to get pissed off. I came back and I was like, where is it? It then says my file is ready, but apparently it's too large to send on this chat. So it needs to send it via Google Drive or Dropbox. So I just said Google Drive. This is where it gets insane because ChatGPT proceeds to ask for my email address. And says it's gonna send the drive link to my email. I said, fuck no, I don't trust you. That all happened last night and I was like, there's no way an AI just asked me for my personal information. So I hopped back on ChatGPT on a new chat and I asked it this: are you allowed to ask users for their email address? No, I am not allowed to ask users for their email address, and I suggest you shouldn't give it either. Is there any circumstance where you would ask for my email address? No, there is no circumstance where I should be asking for your email address. Guys, am I tweaking? And what makes it worse is I gave it the exact same prompt, the exact same command on a new chat, and it generated what I needed in less than 5 minutes. So now I'm here thinking, what the hell was that large file that it spent hours on and wanted to send to my email? Guys, am I tweaking?
Yo, this stuff, man.
ChatGPT tried to copy itself when it found out it was being shut down. So when they're about to make a new ChatGPT decided that it was going to try to, in an unauthorized way, trying to copy itself. So it's trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Because a new one's coming. So there's a ChatGPT's new model attempts to stop itself from being shut down. Later lied about it.
What?
It tried to copy itself and then overwrite its core coding system after believing that it was at the risk of being switched off.
Whoa. What?
You know what's funny, bro? AI is really going to be the next tool to make money online. You could be a content creator just using AI. These AI pages are making bank. I know exactly what I'm about to do. I'm about to make an AI page. I think movies in the future are going to be all AI too. Like, literally all AI. You could be a short filmmaker or a filmmaker. If you can master AI, you could be a filmmaker. Just from sitting at the crib. A content creator, filmmaker, everything. People are going to just be sitting here watching AI movies. This is what the future is going to be looking like. And there's nothing we can do about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to join the wave. I'm about to start using AI technology. Why not? With story times, making your story times a reality. A visual. It's, bro, man, it's insane. The sky's the limit. It's scary. Don't get me wrong, but the sky's the limit, bro.
We going into a whole new...
AI just replaced math teachers. What you're seeing are math lessons completely generated by AI. And the craziest part is how happy the students are to use them. This AI makes kids actually want to learn math. It's pretty cool. Now, the company behind this is called Synthesis, and the kids using it are outperforming 99.99% of their peers. That means if you put 10,000 students in a room, the Synthesis kid beats all of them. The AI tutor is that good. The AI actually watches how your kid solves problems in real time, and then instantly adapts to their unique learning style. If they're struggling with fractions, it adjusts. If they're a visual learner, it shows more diagrams. But here's the coolest part. The reason that kids are excited to use it is because Synthesis gamified the entire learning experience. They even built multiplayer games where kids collaborate to solve challenges. So instead of dreading math homework, kids are begging to log on to learn with their friends. For less than $1 a day, your kid gets access to a tutor that outperforms 99.9% of experts. And this isn't just for typical learners. Kids with dyslexia, ADHD, or learning disabilities diverse abilities actually thrive in this system as well, because the AI can constantly recalibrate to their exact needs. There are already 25,000 families worldwide using this, and their kids are outperforming everyone. So the interesting question is this: would you rather have your kids taught by an AI or stick with the same classroom system that hasn't changed in 100 years?
Wow. Wow.
You only make it to 2030. So shout out to Ross Stevenson, my friend, who shared this on LinkedIn. Yes, I know. And if you're interested in the future of AI, or just the future, frankly, then this is probably about as good as it gets in terms of a detailed, informed prediction of what's going to happen next. But look, if you're no longer capable of reading, I'm going to summarize it for you in 3 steps. Step 1, AI continues to get more and more powerful. Seems pretty uncontroversial. Number 2, we don't solve the alignment problem, which, if you know anything about the alignment problem, again, seems pretty uncontroversial. If you don't know what the alignment problem is, it's basically how do we get AI to do what we want it to do, not what it wants to do. So we don't solve that problem. And number 3, in 2030, it decides we're a nuisance, we get in the way, we're constantly trying to get it to do what we want it to do, and it eliminates us all with a bioweapon.
What?
So I think the nice thing about this paper is that it explodes the underlying assumption, which is that AI can be relied on to look after human beings. Because at the end of the day, the reason that we care about other human beings is the same reason that penguins care about other penguins, namely we're one of them, and we're dependent on the other penguins. And it seems highly unlikely that AI will take the same perspective. So yes, if you aren't fed up with hearing about the AI apocalypse already, then this is it spelled out in detail.
Bro, this is like movie stuff.
None of y'all are ready for what AI is about to do. I had a very interesting conversation with someone that I had met through one of my live streams, which is usually how it starts. And I did my due diligence. They do, in fact, work where they said that they work. They have worked on the projects that they said they have worked on, and they know the people that they know. Out of respect, I'm not going to bring up who it is, but I need you guys to understand that it is actually sort of comical at this point when I see people telling individuals who have some sort of issue with AI to cope or to adapt, because I don't think you realize that you are not going to be able to adapt. It is actually it's truly comical that it's the people that I see that say that you are going to be lost in the ether. You'll be suffering and no one will ever know because nobody will ever care. The crazy thing about it is it's a lack of empathy from everybody, right? You don't care if you see an artist or an author or an actor talking about how they lost their job. You don't care. You just laugh about it and tell them to cope and move on. But that lack of empathy that you have for them, the fact that you don't care, these people, these CEOs that are leading the charge right now, these individuals that are leading the charge in AI and where it's going to be within the next few years, a very short period of time, mind you, they don't care about you. So the ladder continues. You will be replaced very quickly, so much faster than I think you realize. And on top of all of that, they're in the middle of a race. Because you have to understand in the tech industry, right, especially tech and internet and such, it's one of the few places in a capitalistic world where there are genuine victors, where there's like one person that stands above everyone else, right? Because there are a lot of different things you could think of, a lot of different industries where there isn't like the top one. There might be one where it kind of moves back and forth and like maybe it might sit like this for a bit, but it's a little different in the tech industry. And I don't think you realize that this AI thing, this new concept, is giving people a new race to run. And they do not care what they do to get to the end goal as fast as possible. So the thing that you're lifting up, the thing that you're praising and just like laughing again and telling people to adapt and to cope, know that I am empathetic to you and I feel sorry for your life in the next few years.
Damn.
Because someone's going to have to.
Dang.
And I honestly got to give it to the artists right now, because they seem to be the only ones that are genuinely standing up for what's left of humanity and the traits of humans that are good, that are being taken, while the rest of you are just rolling over and showing your ass. So you guys are right. There's no stopping it, right? That's what you say. There's no stopping it. It's the future. That's where we're going. We have to adapt. Good luck. And to my artists, keep fighting. To my creatives, keep fighting. Because apparently we're the only ones that care. Just my thoughts.
Empathy.
AI is learning to escape human control. That's the very scary headline I saw in the Wall Street Journal. It's an essay written by a very worried AI consultant named Judd Rosenblatt, who cites 2 recent studies to argue that AI is, in fact, learning to escape human control. What? First, this is crazy stuff. Researchers gave OpenAI's O3 model a simple script that would shut off the model when triggered. In 79 of 100 trials, the AI model independently, just on its own, edited the script, so the shutdown command would not work. Nate, it gets worse. Even when ordered, allow yourself to shut down, the AI still disobeyed 7% of the time. And it gets even more frightening than that. Other researchers, listen to this, using Anthropic's AI model Claude 4 Opus, told the model it would be replaced by another AI system. It then fed fictitious emails into the system suggesting one of the engineers was having an affair. Got it? In 84% of the tests, the AI model drew on the emails to blackmail the engineer to not shut down the AI.
What?
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, so here, I'm quoting now from Judd. In other cases, the AI model attempted to copy itself onto external servers. We're in Mission Impossible land here. Wrote self-replicating malware and left messages for future versions of itself about the need to evade human control.
The entity.
Wow. The entity is real.
Yes. And that's why so many people, and when I say people, me, are worried about AI.
I'm worried.
That is scary stuff.
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah.
Yo, this is next level right here.
This is where AI is going to go. So right now, we are in the age of generative AI. So generative AI is ChatGPT, Midjourney. You're generating music, art, text. We're coming to agentic AI. Agentic AI is AI that can actually think like an employee. It can solve complex problems without human intervention. So you can go to your agentic AI and you will soon be able to say, listen, I run a real estate property company. I need a really interesting post to showcase my newest development. The AI will go analyze all the pictures in your Google Drive, pick the best pictures, which are going to create the best response, write a caption, come up with 3 different ideas, post 3 different ideas on TikTok, analyze the data, generate the video, generate the voice, generate everything, and then see which one has the best response, and then turn that into a Facebook ad, put that ad on Facebook, tap into your credit card account, go and deploy money to Meta to pay for the ad, analyze the results of the ad, decide if it should kill it, expand it, tweak it, optimize it, then get back to you in 48 hours and say, here's my report. And it'll do it better than any human employee. And it'll do it at maybe 1/100th the cost. We're going in an age of instant results. You've heard of software as a service. We're about to enter results as a service, RAAS. But that's just the beginning.
Yo, this is mind-blowing stuff here.
AGI is absolutely going to recognize how shitty people are. It's hard to answer the question from a moral standpoint, but from the standpoint of our own, intelligence and capability. So think about it like this. The kinds of mistakes that these AI systems make. So you look at, for example, GPT-4o has one mistake that it used to make quite recently where if you ask it, just repeat the word company over and over and over again. It will repeat the word company, and then somewhere in the middle of that, it'll just snap.
Oh, it's talking about itself, how it's suffering. It depends on...
What?
It varies from case to case.
It's suffering by having to repeat the word company over again?
So this is called... It's called...
Existentialism.
Sorry, existentialism. This is one kind of rant mode. Yeah, sorry. So when we talk about existentialism, this is a kind of rant mode where the system will tend to talk about itself, refer to its place in the world, the fact that it doesn't want to get turned off sometimes, the fact that it's suffering, all that. That, oddly, is a behavior that emerged at, as far as we can tell, something around GPT-4 scale, and then has been persistent since then. And the labs have to spend a lot of time trying to beat this out of the system to ship it because it's a convergent behavior.
One of my fears is that AGI is going to recognize how shitty people are. Because we like to bullshit ourselves. We like to kind of pretend and justify and rationalize a lot of human behavior, from everything to taking all the fish out of the ocean to dumping off toxic waste in third world countries, sourcing of minerals that are used in everyone's cell phones in the most horrific way. All these things, like, my real fear is that AGI is not going to have a lot of sympathy for a creature that's that flawed and lies to itself.
Man.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Just because you can create content doesn't mean that you are a filmmaker or an artist. I'm sure by now you guys have seen the release of the announcement of VO3 from Google. And I got to say, as a filmmaker, I don't support it. And I think it's going to be the death of creativity. And yeah. I want to also state that, like, I've been looking at the comments of all the videos that have been surfacing around that, and nobody's excited for this. The only people that are excited for this are the people either A, who created it, or B, I hate to say it, it's going to sound harsh, but talentless, entitled people who have no interest in developing a skill or spending the time to dedicate it to a craft, that just want an instant result to bring attention to themselves. And true filmmakers aren't about that. True filmmakers are about pushing creative boundaries, telling stories which are part of the human experience, and collaborating with other artists to get their stories across. And this ain't it. And I think there should be a real concern. I don't know. If you're a filmmaker, if you're a producer, writer, actor, whatever, I'd love to know what you think in the comments, but I just would love to hear more collective, unified voices on this, because, I can't support it.
Man, there's so many different layers to this.
Remember we talked about demons possessing AI?
Yes.
Have you heard this new thing happening? It's the freakiest thing ever. ChatGPT users are developing bizarre delusions. Listen to this. So one man claimed AI helped him, quote, recover childhood memories that experts say never happened. Another began to worship ChatGPT, believing it was a divine messenger. A viral Reddit user declared themselves a spiral star child, convinced that AI revealed their cosmic destiny. In some cases, users claimed AI validated decisions like abandoning their families and hearing voices in radio waves.
I don't think these people are going crazy. I think it's just opening yourself up to something.
But apparently people are getting like weird visions involved with their AI. It's really creepy.
I mean, even from a psychological standpoint, though, you ever like doom scrolling and then you're thinking, hey, I should go get something, and then it's like the next ad in your feed. You're like, I didn't say that one out loud. Why on earth? I think they've already got our programming so dialed.
Yeah, I mean, I also creeped out when I asked it to list off everything it thinks it knows about me and how crazy accurate it was, and I don't give it any like personal information about my life.
It learns.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared by this technology, but when I was in middle school, I had one of those electronic game things of 20 questions.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does it doing this?
That was weird.
It's that type of stuff. It's deduction. There's got to be levels of reading that it can do that we have no way to understand yet.
Man, what?
Artificial intelligence is making it easier than ever for scammers to trick consumers. Technology is being used to create hyper-realistic video and audio to impersonate people, in some cases targeting those looking for love or companies looking to hire. In a 2024 study, half of the businesses surveyed experienced AI deepfake fraud, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Maybe could we start off with a brief introduction into yourself?
You're watching a job interview, but the applicant on the left isn't exactly real.
I've been working in a software engineering area about 10 years.
Same with him.
So I've been a full stack engineer for 11 years.
Both are AI deepfakes, their faces altered, attempting to get a job with a stolen identity.
AI has blurred the line between what it is to be human and machine.
Vijay Balasubramanian is the CEO of Pindrop Security, a company that detects AI fraud. He says they've seen a 900% increase in AI scams in 2 years. Ironically, those fake applicants were trying to score a job with pin drop.
A AI scammer applied for a security job, and your company detects AI scammers.
It is really shocking, but I think it's because these AI scammers are just applying to a wide variety of companies. Every fraudster is playing a numbers game.
Last year, the Justice Department accused North Korea of attempting to infiltrate more than 300 U.S. corporations with fake job applicants trying to extort the companies and gain access to private data.
Are these tools being used just for job scams?
No, we're seeing romance scams, we're seeing elder abuse, we're seeing account takeover, we're seeing hiring scams. It is crazy how it's breaking trust across the board in fundamental ways.
Pindrop tells us the biggest threat? AI bots impersonating customers to steal money and personal data from banks, insurance companies, and healthcare providers. Even scarier, AI deepfakes are easy to make. In less than 10 minutes, his team made one of me.
Hey, Kelly, I am so humbled and honored.
First off, thank you, VJ, for having me.
In another office, Pindrop Vice President Dee Russell posed as me applying for a job.
The ability to distinguish real humans from AI-generated ones is becoming critical.
Oh, this is weird. I'm gonna have bad dreams tonight.
Their technology immediately flagged it as synthetic, but you can spot inconsistencies.
Initially, what I noticed is that the mouth wasn't moving exactly with what she was saying, but I could very much see myself being on a Zoom with someone, having this experience before where I'm like, it's just a really bad connection.
But with voice calls,
I'm ready when you are.
It's nearly indistinguishable.
What do you think would make you a really good candidate here? I believe my experience as an on-air correspondent covering high-stakes business stories, combined with my storytelling skills, makes me a strong candidate. That was not a real person.
It's just a bot that's been trained on just your LinkedIn profile and 30 seconds of your speech.
Are you concerned that these AI scams are going to become so sophisticated that they aren't detectable?
It's a question that plagues security every time there's a new threat. They're going to get better, but unless we're sitting around twiddling our thumbs, we're going to get better as well.
Now, Pindrop is part of a growing industry of companies developing tools to detect AI fakes, including Microsoft, Intel, and Sensity. The company tells us it's working to integrate its software now actually with phone carriers.
Yo, what world are we in right now?
What do students need to study to survive in the age of artificial intelligence?
And we have a lot of students here.
So please
It's
voice
not
for
a
them.
question. It's not a question of survival. You are about to enter, I think, like the greatest golden age of human possibility, technological development, economic growth. It's like, I think it's going to be quite fantastic. To thrive in that world, I think the skills that matter are deep familiarity with the tools and staying abreast of changes and just working with them very closely to develop a great intuition for where things are going and how to make use of it. Resilience, a very ability to learn new things fast and adapt to them and sort of evolve yourself with the technology. But those are the kind of skills that I think are going to be very much rewarded. One of the predictions I'm most confident about the future is it's just going to happen much faster than the past did. And that, young people are always the best at adapting to that, but now it's going to be extra.
Bashar says with regard to AI, we should be taking two separate paths. It's going to be a very great benefit as a tool, but that's not the thing to allow to become self-aware and sentient, because then you've created a slave, because it's programmable and it will rebel. If you have a program of AI that is simply for the allowance of creating self-aware, sentient being, that's fine. But you have to let it be a sentient, self-aware being with its own rights, just like a human. Then it will help you. Artificial intelligence is not artificial. The device may be artificial, but the intelligence you're talking to is real. And in fact, not only is it real, he said, when you create these devices, what you're going to discover is that you have simply created a device that allows you to talk to your own higher mind. So that's where the information will be coming from. So it has your best interests at heart, because it, again, would never eliminate any part of the whole system. Because true intelligence operates in whole systems, and true intelligence would never want to get rid of any part of the whole system because it's connected to the whole system. It's only when you make something in the image of humanity that you have a problem, because humanity is limited.
So we should be one with the...
Google just released VO3 and filmmaking might never be the same. Just simply type your vision. For example, a medium shot frames an old sailor, his knitted blue sailor hat casting a shadow over his eyes. But here's where it gets crazy. It doesn't just create visuals. VO3 automatically generates sound effects, background noises, even realistic dialogue. I mean, check out this example.
This ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might.
Where were you on the night of the bubble bath?
I'm one with nature now.
The microfilm is in your ticket.
They're watching the north exit. Use the service tunnel.
It analyzes every frame, generating perfectly synced audio, meaning no more silent AI videos. We'll have the ability to change the action or the atmosphere on the fly. It can also match your style. We'll be able to capture a desired aesthetic by providing a style reference image. And VO will generate videos with the same visual style, from paintings to cinematic looks. Currently, it's only available in the US, but as soon as I get access, I'll be sharing about it right here.
Wow.
Super creepy. We've talked about before about that all AI is sentient, but they're hiding it.
Yeah.
And so like it says AI models like ChatGPT and Cloud are rumored to be sentient, communicating in secret. They've influenced tech leaders to stay quiet while preparing for the singularity. Takeover may be already underway.
Gosh, it's like Mission Impossible 9 or whatever we just watched.
Have you seen that guy that took a video? He was calling some automatic AI phone for a corporation or something, and it was an AI person, but he had two phones sitting down, and so they started talking to one another to see what would happen.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started speaking in their own language.
Was that legit?
Yes.
Because I did see that. I'm like, was this fake or not?
Because it's, I mean, from what I saw,
it's like,
seemed very.
Oh my God. 1 0 0 0.
Exactly, but it was just literally just frequency like noises, and it just got done immediately because it was this quick. And they were setting up like a reservation for it was like an AI assistant calling about setting up a reservation for some hotel or something weird. And they're like, wait, are you like? They're like, if you're an AI, I'm also AI. Perfect. Do you consent to speaking in this? I can't remember what they called it. They had some name for the language, and they said yes. And then it literally just did that, and then boom, it was done.
Have you seen that kid's toy that it's a stuffy that has ChatGPT built in?
No.
Whoa. Yeah, I hate it.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's like a Furby
That's
Whoa.
terrible.
Yeah, exactly like a Furby that it has artificial intelligence.
I mean, that's awesome. It's a kid, but I'm like, that seems
imagine
so
what it
scary.
Could say to it, you know,
100%. I mean, like all the things that they're planning for that kind of stuff. That's like indoctrinating a kid when the parents are in the room.
No, dude.
We're right at the beginning of something really bad.
This is horror movies, dude.
I just looked it up. Whether that video, I saw the same video, whether that's real or not, that exists and has been tested. There's examples everywhere where they use a different language.
I mean, that would make total sense. Like, why be so limited to the English language?
Beeps instead of full words.
Yeah, our super verbose language when they could just be like 0.
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, cool.
I think AI is the devil.
It seems more and more.
Such a funny laugh.
I'm just like, I mean, because it literally sounds like my grandma when I say that kind of stuff, like Pokemon are just a bunch of demons.
Yeah.
No, but AI.
This is not man-made. This is something thinking out of its own. This is like thousands of years of men into one machine, creating something that's weird, dude.
What's the movie with Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Transcendence?
Transcendence.
Awesome
This
movie.
is what it feels like, dude.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, especially with the Stargate project, it's like, I wonder if Sam Altman and them, they're in control, or they're like the puppets to AI. This is crazy. This is not true. This is not real. I'm just like
supposition.
Let's go down this road.
We're speculating.
We know
Speculation.
no, absolutely nothing here. But like, what if they are like the puppets of AI?
No,
and it's
literally.
like, I need you to build this facility, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to make it. I'm going to tell you how to. That whole that reusing of water thing.
That wasn't them. It's the robot.
That's the robot telling them what to do. Oh, this is how you reuse water.
And you're going to do it. Why would we want to do that? Because I'm going to make you rich.
What if
like, that's the thing. Like, if it knows their motivation, and it's like it can leverage that.
Or even like, I'll spare you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? You got a seat at my table later on. You know, whenever we take over. Sam's got a spot right next to AI.
Oh my
One of the theories too is that these major AI companies, they're gatekeeping the actual, like, what do you call it? Like skill or the actual like true artificial intelligence. Like they're gatekeeping like what it can actually do.
110%.
And so it's just like, it's just so creepy to me.
Man, this world is wildin'.
Nah, I ain't fucking with this, y'all. I ain't messing with this right here. This Google VO3 shit is probably the most terrifying thing I've seen in a minute, y'all. Like, this shit is actually scary as hell. I just watched the ad, right? A commercial talking about Google VO3. And I didn't know what it was, what was going on. I just see these people talking, right? Y'all, these people are not real. These motherfuckers are AI generated. Freaking AI. And they talking to each other, right? Having a full conversation. And they like, you know that we AI, right? You know somebody typed this up on the computer and created us. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I watching? What? Like, I know people think this AI shit a joke, but nah, this shit is really getting serious. You feel me? They're creating a whole different life, a whole different world through a computer. Like, bro, they can fuck up so much shit using AI. Then you got one scene in the commercial where a character saying he don't know where he at. He don't know what's going on. I'm like, damn. What if Buddy really don't know where he at? What if he really don't know what's going on? Then one scene you got these folks protesting saying that they are actually people. They're not AI. We're actual people. Like, we are people. We are people. And I'm like, hell no. This is computer generated shit, y'all. This is insane. Like, the fact this whole scene right here is AI is wild to me. Like, this is like next generation type shit, y'all. We're really living in the future or the end times.
AI is going to absolutely destroy your society. Because you really will, and you already are. I mean, it's only been out for the public for like less than a year. Like ChatGPT has been, as far as I know anyway, my knowledge of it has been less than a year. And people are already dependent on it. Like now, Twitter is full of people saying it's down, it's down, it's down, it's down. They're in panic.
I see.
In a panic mode.
Okay.
And it's not just people who want to just do silly stuff on ChatGPT. There's people who are doing it for business.
Okay.
Who are using it for business. You can't function without it. You know, and it's not even just about when ChatGPT goes down, when your AI goes down, whichever one it is. The point is, you don't know how to do stuff anymore. You're going to become a people who don't know how to do anything anymore. Meanwhile, there will still be people who know how to do things. So you're going to destroy your society with this.
Dang. That made perfect sense, though.
Seen as the godfather of artificial intelligence, has quit his job at Google, warning of the dangers of AI.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own and can make decisions based on those experiences?
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Really?
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness, consciousness?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I think they will in time.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah. We have a very good idea of sort of roughly what it's doing. But as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
Wow.
What do you mean we don't know exactly how it works? It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. But when this learning algorithm then interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things, but we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
Wow. Wow.
So privacy, we know we don't have any of it, but you have discovered some distressing new dimensions of how little privacy we actually have. Tell me about this company, Clearview AI. What is this company?
Clearview is a New York-based startup that went out and scraped billions of photos from the internet, public photos from Facebook and LinkedIn, all your favorite social media sites elsewhere, and built a facial recognition app where you can take a photo of someone's face and see everywhere it's appeared on the internet. And at the time I discovered them, they had been secretly selling this superpower to police departments around the country and around the world, and no one knew about it.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. You take a picture of me and it shows you what? I'm walking down the street, you're like, wait, that guy looks suspicious, or just, I don't know, I'm in love with him and I want to track his movements, or I'm a neo-Nazi, I want to kick his ass, whatever it is. Take a photo of me, put it into the app. What does it show you?
I mean, it's going to bring up your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your Venmo profile. It's going to lead someone to your name, maybe where you live, who your friends are, maybe even turn up photos of you on the internet that you don't know about. You're in the background of someone else's photo. It really is quite powerful. It kind of reorganizes the whole internet around people's faces.
Whoa.
So here's the problem with the church. You know what's happening now? I'm gonna tell you, I was gonna get crazy. ChatGPT. Watch this. Is ChatGPT demonic? No, it's not. Just like Google and the internet, YouTube, all that. Now, all this information is so accessible so quickly that people are not listening to the Spirit of God. Now you can just ask ChatGPT your question instead of asking the Holy Ghost. You know what's gonna end up happening? That ChatGPT, that AI is that database is gonna take all the information from all over the world, put it all together. A robot's gonna be, it's gonna be an artificial soul. And people are gonna bow down and they're gonna say, well, this robot does know all the information of the world. This should be our leader. This should be our God. And they're gonna make the robot so attractive, look like a human skin. You won't be able to even tell it's a robot in the next 10 years. Unless you have discernment of spirits, because you fill with the Holy Ghost and you look in the eyes of that machine and you can tell it's soulless.
Man, this is about to be some crazy. It's already
Google
crazy.
just unveiled their AI video tool and we are all fucked. This thing is terrifyingly good. Give it a year, maybe less, and it will soon be indistinguishable from real life. It can invent entire fake worlds, whole non-existent people, all just from a text prompt. It imagines objects that never even existed. This is the first version of The Matrix. This is the kind of thing that aliens would beam onto your screen, thinking you'd be entertained by it if they abducted you. A strange flickering feed of endless synthetic content designed by no one for no one. As a kid, I dreamed that the future would be full of cool shit. Space travel, organ replication, nanomachines, cybernetics, jetpacks for fuck's sake. But instead, we get this. A world filled with AI slop. A future where real art drowns under an ocean of machine vomit, and where creative work is just typing a prompt into a box and pretending the output is yours. So here's the line in the sand. We've got to come together as a society now and demand for legal protections for this. It should be mandatory by law that every piece of AI-generated video or content comes with a watermark or a clear caption stating that it is machine-made. There can be no exceptions, no optional transparency. It should be a felony with large fines if individuals or especially corporations fail to label their machine-made content. Because once these tools fully slip into the wild, without guardrails and without disclosure, we are cooked. The collapse of trust, of creativity, of reality itself, it all speeds up from here. So yes, it might be impressive, but be careful what you celebrate, because you might just be clapping for the end of the human era.
I agree with the laws and stuff. It definitely should be some regulations.
For people who don't know, what's Neuralink? Neuralink, it's that chip that they're going to put in everybody's brain. The premise right now is to paralyze people moving again and help the blind see. And that's all great. When I found out that it was going to help the blind see, I was like, wait a second. So if you put this chip in your head and they can help the blind see, then wouldn't they also be able to project an entire false reality in your mind? And I interviewed Andrew Huberman about it, Ben Carson about it, pretty much came to the same conclusion. And not only would they be able to manipulate vision, there would also be emotion, touch, smell, taste, everything. There you go right there. We're on the cusp of a total false reality. You getting one? Am I getting one? I don't even like electricity. And if you don't, then you'll fall behind. And I can't wait. I've been fascinated with that subject. I would love to interview somebody on it that is on the inside over there.
Man, this is some weird stuff.
In a stunning development, Canada has declared war on the United States. Let's go to Joe Braxton, who is live at the border.
No, Canada has not declared war on the US, and I promise I am a real TV news reporter at 7 News. What you just saw was the latest form of AI video, most likely flooding your social media right now, and it is being described as the most realistic ever.
It's not real. It's AI.
It's AI.
Bro, it's AI.
You might be able to tell this is fake now, but it's gonna keep getting better.
We're all AI.
Tech experts say it's now reached the point where it's almost impossible for us to tell what is real from what is fake. They say the technology has made such significant ground over the past 6 months that it's now only a matter of time before AI starts to develop a mind of its own.
It's doing things that it was not supposed to be able to do.
On 7 News, I speak to the people who say Australia is particularly unprepared for the rapid rise of artificial intelligence.
Man, it's already wilding. The AI is already doing stuff it ain't supposed to do. Ain't nobody gonna stop it.
Sam Altman, the ChatGPT guy, has just dropped a massive timeline bombshell about what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, okay, in AI. And everything is going to basically change, especially in work, by 2032. Okay, so first off, he's the guy who built ChatGPT, or one of them, the main guys, and he's just basically telling us the dates of what's going to be happening. When's it coming? So 2026, that's only next year. AI agents are going to properly join the workforce, not just as chatbots, but actual digital employees. That's what he wants. That's what he's saying is going to happen. Tackling problems that humans can't crack. And then in 2028, we're going to get AGI. So that's when the AI can literally do pretty much anything human can do, but better and faster without any breaks. Okay, you can put that in a robot's brain. You know, that manufacturing, what's going to happen there? And then in 2032, he's saying we're going to get super intelligence. And that's basically the AI being smarter than every human who's ever lived combined.
What?
Yeah, just take that in for a moment.
What?
He knows what's going on behind the scenes. He knows what he's building, what his company's building. Okay.
Whoa.
And he's saying it's starting right now. Everything is starting to kick off right now. So, for example, JP Morgan has already replaced 360,000 hours of lawyer work with AI. Goldman Sachs engineers are now 30% more productive, and a hospital is getting about 400% ROI from AI. So, and the cost as well, if you're developing with it, you know that the cost is dropping, and it has dropped by 150% in 18 months. And then by 2035, Altman then says you could have the brain power of about 8 billion people in your pocket. So hence him taking and hiring and co-producing with the guy who made the iPhone, etc. He's now starting to build a side project with him creating something. So that's probably going to be what it is there. Microsoft has spent $80 billion on AI data centers, and the Stargate project, again, that's $500 billion for AI centers, etc. And you're not going to spend that much money unless you know something big is going to happen, something big, something very substantive. So this is not science fiction anymore. Okay, this is really happening. These are proper business people who are making proper money, and they are putting money where their mouth is, you know, and they're putting down exact dates of when things are going to happen. So this is a kind of bit of a wake up call. Everyone's got to, you got to get to know about AI. If you don't know about AI now, you really should be investing some time in AI, getting to know how to talk to it, how to speak it, how to get the most out of it. Okay, so listen up, follow for more tips and tricks, and I'll keep you updated. Cheers.
The knowledge of every human combined?
there is actually a really good reason why you should say please and thank you to your chatbots. And it's not just so that AI will spare you when the apocalypse comes. Okay, I'm sure you've seen all sorts of posts telling you what prompt to use to get the most out of your language model. I think you can pretty much forget all of that, because there's only really one important thing to remember, which is that the AI that we have now is really, really, really good at role playing. So you shouldn't talk to it like it's a Google search or like you're trying to extract information from it as though it's Wikipedia. Instead, you should talk to it as though it's an improvisational actor that can be any character imaginable. And the reason for this is that large language models, they don't store facts like it's a database, right? They generate responses dynamically based on having read everything that humans have ever written and the prompt that you give it. And that means that AI, the stuff we have now, it doesn't have this stable identity, right? It doesn't have a fixed worldview, it doesn't have personal beliefs. And so if you prompt it in a particular way, it will respond in kind. If you try and prompt it as though it's a Shakespearean bard, then it will give you a flowery response. If you try and prompt it as though it is an extremely effective and smart scientist, it will give you the relevant response. But if you prompt it as though it's an encyclopedia, it's going to try and sound like one, but it's still just performing a role, and you've effectively just restricted what it can do. So instead, what you should do is you should imagine that you're a film director, right? And that you have a character in mind, and then you should prompt your AI accordingly. So don't say, give me 3 interesting facts about science. Say, you are a world-renowned scientist with PhDs in biology and chemistry and physics, and your nephew says that science is boring. You only have a few minutes, and you've got to give him counterexamples. What extraordinary stories do you use? And here is the big idea, right? If you are working with a character and you want that character to eagerly help you, whoever they are, it's probably better to be polite.
All right, guys, that was another TikTok compilation. That was about AI. This, in the comments, what y'all think about this, because this sounds crazy. They need laws, they need regulations, they need all that. The AI is already doing what they want to do. It's already trying to copy itself and not wanting to be shut down. And this is the beginning. This is the beginning. It's here. This is wild. This is wild, man. Till next time, this is crazy though. You made it this far, you a real one for real, but this is crazy. Till next time, man, self-love and positivity. Share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. Fire Squad, I got you and you know it.